All right, everybody, welcome to the call. For those who don't know me, I'm Wouter. We have Andy Black here. I'm sure some of you know Andy from the Fastlane Forum. He's an absolute expert at Google Ads. I believe you've been in the game since 2009, Andy. I want to give you the floor, and maybe you can start off by quickly introducing yourself, because I'm sure you have something interesting to tell.
Right. So actually, my background, I was 15 years in IT, and then I sort of fell into Google Ads in 2009. And I did take a couple of jobs in Google Ads, one where I was leading a team, a 35 Google Ads guy spending 120K a day. And next one, I worked in a startup. We built 120 million keywords in ads, generated 15,000 signups a day. But while I had those jobs, I was still had little clients on the side. And then once those finished, I was back freelancing. But instead of being an IT guy, I was a Google Ads guy. And I've been doing that ever since. So only 2 jobs in the last 20 years. What I want to talk about today is Google Ads as a service, selling it as a service to other businesses, how to get clients, how to keep clients, how to price it, the different business models people use. And there are questions that people have asked. I've taken a screenshot of all of them. I'm going to try and answer each of them best I can. And then at the end, hopefully I've answered everything. And if there's any more questions and we've got any more time, then I'm happy to answer questions there as well. I want the focus to be more on how to sell it as a service rather than getting into technical stuff. I'll obviously go through some of that because it's part of how you sell it to people anyway, how you describe it to people. On my YouTube channel, my pinned video, the featured one or whatever it's called, that's a 90-minute workshop I gave to business owners where I described Google Ads. I didn't even go into the platform. I had 17 business owners on another paid group, and I described how it's a good tool for them. I think that's well worth you going through, because that's 13 years of me meeting people, business owners for a coffee, explaining Google Ads, and me watching them and see where their head like nods and they go, oh, and when they get it, like little ways I have of saying things that you can pick up and you can use as well when you explain stuff to people. I had a little whiteboard and I was doing lots of drawing and scribbling, which is kind of what I do when I was in front of people. I'd have like a notebook and I'd draw stuff as well. So Google Ads as a service, a little bit about me. Yes, 15 years IT, last 10 as a contractor, freelancer, fell into Google Ads in 2009. I've only had 2 jobs since 2000. Mostly, I'm still a freelancer. I have a full-time software engineer on my team. My about 14-year-old son just started working for us last week. He's doing the client reports, just pay him a teeny bit each week. He's absolutely delighted with himself. The 11-year-old wants to do the reports now as well when he sees his brother has got like 25 quid a week, whatever. So I'm building a team. It's going to be a family team. All right. Also, I did answer this in the group a while back, and I think it's kind of important, right? I don't do web design. I just do Google Ads, but we occasionally create landing pages for our Google Ads clients. And that's why I have a software engineer. We create landing pages, and also he helps with setting up conversion tracking, because sometimes, well, every client has a different website, different setup. It's always a mess, and I don't want to get involved in that. It's too technical for me. And so he does that. So something else, I've never run Google Ads to advertise our Google Ads service. And I don't even have a website or a page advertising our service. I've got andyblack.net, and that's enough for me. If you have a look at andyblack.net later on, it's like a little link tree. It's just got a picture of my face and 4 links. And one of them links to Google Ads articles, which are all free on the Fastlane Forum, another to that workshop, another like, my little courses area, another contact me. That's all I've needed over the years. And I didn't even have that for a while. Okay. But I use, my email address is andy@andyblack.net. And I've even picked up business when we bought some garden furniture. As somebody looked, the owner of the website looked at my email address, went to my website, watched some of the content, then they emailed me and said, oh, you're a Google Ads guy, I'd like to, have a chat. We had a chat and he became a client. So it's that simple. And something he did say that stood out was that he loved the way my website was super simple, but my content was really in depth. And he said it was the opposite to what he finds with like the gurus in the Facebook groups he's in. It's the opposite, really flash website and very, very little content. All right. So it's not like I did it deliberately, but it's interesting that if you go almost against the grain, the opposite of what people do, it could help you stand out. So all our businesses come through word of mouth referrals. And that's mostly come from me being active in online communities and getting known in those communities as a Google Ads guy. But so in the Fastlane Forum, I've got like 14,000 posts since 2014. But and 370 threads that I've created, but only 40 of them about Google Ads. So if you think about that, I'm in that community as a peer. I'm in there, supportive, engaging, helpful, and enjoying myself. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been there and posted so much. And I only post a bit about Google Ads, but people get to know me as the Google Ads guy. And I don't get business from the forum. Okay, I've got some. But what happens is those people refer me to other people. It's those weak ties. Okay. So all those people in their travels over the years, they'll meet somebody, that person will go, oh goodness, my Google Ads isn't great. And they go, I know a guy. And then they'll contact me and put me in touch with them. All right. Yeah. Okay. And I mentioned that. No, but people in forums and Facebook groups typically don't become clients. They just refer clients to us. And over the years, even when I was working in Dublin, I'd get emails, people saying, oh, somebody mentioned you're good at Google Ads. Can we meet for coffee? And I would meet everybody for coffee, a drop of a hat. Yes, there's a pub up the road. Let's go meet for coffee. Sometimes they'd turn up 3 people in a suits with like pen and paper. They'd buy me lunch. I'd sit there eating and they'd be listening. And what that's done is and I recommend everybody does that. If somebody asks you for help, just hop on a Zoom call, just chat to them, do it for free. If they do turn it into a client, brilliant. If not, they go away knowing that you know your stuff and that you're helpful. And over the years, I've just had people come in, oh, Bob referred us. And I'm like, who's Bob? And I'd ask, so who's, yeah, I can't really remember who's that. And then they explain, oh, you met him for a coffee. And I was like, really? About 10 years ago or whatever. But you keep doing this, it becomes a snowball. You can't turn it off. I literally can't turn it off. I don't do any advertising. I'm getting a bit active on LinkedIn and I'm kind of worried that I don't even want to go there. You know, I'm just going to post stuff, but I'm not going to try and get clients because I've got too much coming in. Anyway, enough about that. Why Google Ads? I actually love Google Ads. There's a reason for it. You guys, if you're all web developers, web designers, you're techies, you're going to, Google Ads, the people who are best at Google Ads are technical. I found they're techies who've got a bit of a business brain. You merge those two together, Google Ads is for you. I do find that a lot of agencies I speak to, they will white label us or me, and they do everything. They do the PR, the branding, the colors, the social media, everything but Google Ads. It's so common. They do everything but Google Ads. Google Ads is too technical, too like mathematical for them, and they don't want to touch it for some reason. Okay, and then the other things, as a web developer, web designer, you might have already been asked by some of your clients, can you do the Google Ads for us? Or we've all got a Google Ads account, can you help us with it? If not, it's a bit of an obvious upsell. If you've built a website for somebody and they're not getting any SEO traffic or the rest of it immediately, then you can say, look, do you want us to create the Google Ads for you and get it going? Okay, so it goes hand in hand with what you're doing already. Google Ads lends itself to monthly recurring revenue, MRR, in that clients, that the businesses are paying monthly to Google. Okay, so if you then come in and set up the account, and then you can charge probably monthly to maintain it or to keep doing new builds or whatever. All right. So if a client, if your client's spending 30K a month on Google Ads, then you could be charging, you know, maybe $2,000 a month, 1,500, $3,000, okay, to manage it. So that's what I mean by it lends itself to the MRR. They're already paying money on Google, and there's, I think I've saw the stats, maybe it's 200 million a day that Google makes from Google Ads. There's a lot of money. There's a lot of money being spent by businesses on Google Ads. Okay, and the beauty of it as well, if a business is spending money on Google Ads or wants to, they've already shown they're thinking that if they put their hand in their pocket, they can get more business. You know, so it's not like talking to somebody, trying to sell them something and they're not interested in spending money on it. Yeah, they've already shown that they're prepared to put their hand in their pocket to get more leads, right? So they're pretty good clients to have. Compared to, say, Facebook ads, it can be really low maintenance. If you set up some Google Ads campaigns where it's like, I've got from 2009, I fell into Google Ads helping an electrician. Washing machine repairs Dublin is the main keyword for his account. It's 2022 now, and it's still the main keyword for his account. It's still the same ad. It still says Dublin washing machine repairs. Still sends them to the same page. It says Dublin washing machine repairs. Tap to call. It's simple. Once you get it set up and dialed in, it can be low maintenance. I've got some clients, we send a weekly report to them. I don't hear from them. Got clients 5 years, barely heard from them. and they might just say, oh, can you turn it off and go on holiday? Or, so some of them, it can be really low maintenance, especially the search stuff. With, say, Facebook, I believe, I don't really run Facebook ads, but I believe like after a while, you have to keep refreshing the ads and changing things because, those ads have shown to the pool of people and they've either seen them, the ads are not clicked, or they have already clicked and the click-through rate starts falling. So Facebook stops showing your ads. Whereas with Google, every week, it's a different set of people doing the searches. So it's always fresh to them. Yeah. Right. I put 0.5. There's so much to master and help clients with. That is a good or a bad thing. Wouter was saying that I know everything about Google Ads. I don't. I just focus on paid search. There's also the display network where your ads appear on blogs and image ads appear on blogs and other things opted into the AdSense network. You've got search partners, you've got YouTube, you've got Gmail, you've got Discovery, you've got like things going onto your maps, you've got Performance Max campaigns just come out and causing a bit of a ruckus amongst all the Google Ads folks. It's like, oh, they're taking away all control, but oh my goodness, all the remarketing, everything's done within it and Google's algorithms can figure it all out. So there's all of that stuff. If you want to go down that route and you could specialize in any particular one of them, like running YouTube ads, right, that's part of Google Ads. You could specialize and focus on that if you wanted. And that would be a massive business that you could build out of that, or you could do all of them for a client. I've personally just try my damnedest to focus on just paid search and just for lead gen, although occasionally e-commerce clients creep in when I go and buy some furniture off them and then they contact me and then they become a client. And then finally, it's a great skill that you could have for any of your other business ideas. If you want to sell, do drop shipping or you've got a buddy and you may partner with him with his business and generate leads for him. Yeah. And there's loads of different models. Like if you've got this as a skill, you can charge clients. We typically charge clients a flat monthly fee. There's the pay per lead model where if you get like a big car insurance company as a client, maybe you set up the website, you own the website, set up the campaigns, you own the campaigns, and they pay for the leads. You can take it everywhere, loads of different ways. Right. So talking about building your business. Now this slide, I was trying to make it, the next slide looks pretty messy. I couldn't do that fancy animation stuff. I gave up on that, but we'll just talk you through it then. So in my mind, business is really simple. Help people get paid, help more. So start, sales, scale. My problem is I keep saying yes to stuff like garden furniture things like, oh, I wonder if I could sell all that stuff. That's really interesting. I'm a techie at heart. So I keep taking on loads of different types of clients. But at the beginning, saying yes to everything is how you're going to get going. And then when you want to scale, it's basically you say no to everything. You're saying no to loads of stuff and you try and niche down. So some points on this. So leveraging your personal network. You maybe are doing this already, but what worked for me, somebody gave me this advice and I think I was 2 days away from being able to pay my mortgage. I couldn't pay my mortgage. I didn't have the money in the account. And someone gave this advice and I literally did it. I got the money, paid the mortgage. I was happy days. And it was to send an email to everyone in your network, that anyone you've ever done work with, and just say, hey, Rob, how's it going? How's the XYZ? How's the Legends School going? Something, because you know them, just to let you know, I'm doing Google Ads now. If you know anyone, just to let you know, I'm doing Google Ads now and some space is cleared up in my calendar. If you know anyone who needs help with Google Ads, just let them know. We must catch up for that coffee, whatever. So it's a proper email to somebody you've done business with, and you could also post that up on Facebook or whatever. Yeah. What works with that is the fact that you say some space is cleared up in my calendar. That's not you being desperate. And what it's going to get them to do is go, oh, I want to help Andy to fill that space in his calendar. And I want to get somebody into that space before it closes up. And then the other thing is you're not saying, do you need help? You're asking, do you know anyone who needs help? If they do, they can raise their hand. But what they're going to do is go, oh, I wonder if I know anyone. And you'd rather they go and find 3 people and bring them to you. And literally I did that and it resurrected an old client. And they went, oh, you're right. I've just started a project. Andy, glad you reached out. We just started a project. Boom, that was it. Mortgage paid. So that one works really well. All your personal profiles, like if you haven't done it already, like your Facebook one, your LinkedIn one, any other platforms that you're on, just give a nod to what you do. If you go and find my Facebook one from the group, you see it's like it's a personal profile. It's a proper personal profile. It's a picture of me and my kids, my brother on it. And I've got a teeny bit in my bio where it says dad, husband, Google Ads guy, and then a link to andyblack.net. That's it. Right. If I'm in a Facebook group and somebody reaches out to me and I've checked their profile and it says outbound specialist, high ticket closer and all that stuff in the headline, I'm like, I don't want to connect with them. They're going to try and sell me something. Yeah. But what happens is if I'm bouncing around in a Facebook group and we're chatting about stuff and then someone says, oh, I need help with Google Ads. And I go, well, try this, and this. Somebody go, ooh, this lad seems to know about Google Ads. They're going to go down and follow the breadcrumbs, look at my profile. Oh, he's a normal dude. And then they'll see, oh, he says he's a Google Ads guy. Oh, and then they'll check out the website. So it's there for people to follow the breadcrumbs. Yeah. And I'm doing the same on LinkedIn. I haven't quite figured out LinkedIn, but I'm not all over it saying I'm Google Ads. Yeah. I'm a normal dude. I'm a peer. I'm one of you. It does say dad, husband, Google Ads guy, I think, or to Google Ads geek, and then some blurb. All right. So what I found is if you join communities of local businesses and peers, that's worked for me. Like some of my first business came from going on local business courses. So I was like, right, I'm going to do this as a business. I sent myself on some start your own business courses like the local enterprise office does. And they were terrible in hindsight, but there were 20 other business owners in the room. And at the start, you'd go, whatever, LinkedIn for Business, whatever it was. Oh, can everyone introduce themselves and what they do? I'll be, my name's Andy. I do those little Google ads. And somebody would come over at the coffee break, guaranteed, and say, oh, my wife sells wedding dresses. Do you think it would work for them? I don't know. Maybe we should meet up for a coffee and go over it. Yeah. So, but I'm there as a peer. I'm another business owner trying to learn something. I'm in the Fastlane forum, trying to build my own business and helping people. And, they got to know me as doing Google ads. I'm in a Facebook group of 3,000 Irish business owners because I'm an Irish business owner. I just want to talk to normal business owners, not internet marketers. Okay. So at the start, this is what I've been telling some of my friends to do. Just do not go join. If you want to target electricians, get electrician, do not join a group of electricians as a Google ads guy, because you're like a wolf in sheep's clothing. They won't like it. They're going to boot you out. And you're going to have nothing to post about. It's going to be really weird. All right. Join a group that you're going to enjoy being in and have good conversations, and your feed will be amazing. All right. And what might happen is, as you're chatting to people and helping them and asking questions about, oh, what invoicing software you're using, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I can do this. It will just naturally come up. Somebody will say something, you'll give them a response, and they'll be like, oh, you'll give a nice, good response. Other people say, how do you know this? And some will come back to your profile, some will message you, and then you will start getting known as the Google Ads guy, the web guy, or whatever it is that you just, if you help people, if you talk about something, help people with it and help people in public with it, you'll become known as the XYZ guy, whatever it is. All right. That's what's worked for me. And it works all the time. I just pop into a group. If I'm using software, New Zenler for my courses stuff, I'm in there and I chat about something and somebody will say, anyone know about Google Ads? And I'll go, oh, you could try this. That's it. A few people come through, right? The cons of that, so pro of that, business come from referrals. People start referring you. Some people reach out, but you'll get known in that group. They'll tell other people. The cons are it will be for random niches and random avatars. Like, it won't be your ideal customer profile, but you won't know what your ideal customer profile is, and you won't know what niche to do anyway at that stage. So that's what I'm saying. Say yes to everything. Unless you've already, for your web design stuff, you're already settled on a particular niche, then you're further down the road. Okay. And what will happen is, and this is what happened to me, and I'm a very slow learner. It's taken me 13 years to go bing, slap myself right out the head. You'll learn what niches work for you, and you should focus on them instead of being an idiot like me and shiny object syndrome. Every new niche that comes on, wonder if it works in there. Okay. Learn what niches work for you, because you'll have done work, and some have worked and some it won't. Yeah. And it doesn't mean if you can't get it to work for Google Ads with Google Ads, doesn't mean it doesn't work. It's too hard, or it's not what you like doing. I'm doing carpet cleaning in the US when I'm having to use Performance Max campaigns at the moment because Google, the paid search doesn't seem to be working. I don't want to do Performance Max campaigns. I just want to do paid search. So someone else, it might be that they just go with someone else. All right. So what niches work for you? And then what avatars work for you? You might find, oh, okay, great. I can make it work for dentists, but cheapers dentists are really hard to get hold of because they're so busy with their head in somebody's mouth. Yeah. Or I don't like talking to solicitors, whatever it is. Or maybe you do like talking to solicitors. So what niches work for you, what avatars work for you, you will find out as you have this almost revolving door at the start, your front of your business, where clients come in, you do the work. After a month, you go, well, it's not really working. I've tried the best, or 2 or 3 months, and you've got some results, but maybe you just say, look, best thing is that if you manage, the campaigns are set up, if you manage them yourself and you just detach yourself and you keep, and then what will happen is over time, you'll end up with a portfolio of clients who are really quiet and it's working for them. And you'll then, this is what I suddenly realized. I was spending all my time working on the clients where it wasn't working. And I had like a portfolio of clients where it was working. And when I looked at those, it's like, oh, what's the pattern? You know, they're already in business. They're already in motion. They all have like a payroll, for instance. It's not like some dude going, oh, I've got an idea for an app, or I've got an idea for this. They're already like, it's the plumber who's got like contractors, or the aircon dude, is whatever. And for me, it's been kind of like emergency service, local service stuff. That's what I like doing. My brother-in-law is the electrician. I go down the pub. It's all tradesmen that I'm chatting to. You know, I like dealing with tradesmen and chatting to tradesmen. So that's kind of where I've ended up. And I think at this stage, what you're doing is you're building a consultancy where it's a lot of it's bespoke. Everything's bespoke. You know, I mean, you can call it an agency. I like to call it a consultancy. You're a consultant, and everything that's coming through to you is possibly different each time. And you're using your consulting brain, but you're also learning, you're getting paid to learn, and you're trying to figure out how to make it work for this type of business, selling this type of product or service. Then a new one will come in, it'll be different, right? So you could build a consultancy. There's a great YouTube channel, Solution 8, I think solution8.com. They bill themselves as being the best Google Ads agency in the world. I've watched some of their videos. They're super funny, these two guys. They know their stuff. They bounce off each other, really good. Read them between the lines. They have stacks of really different e-commerce clients, and they've got to, like, you know, they charge a lot for them. That's not kind of the business I want to go down, but it's a business you guys could go down if you wanted. I don't want to build a consultancy and have loads of bespoke clients, even though I enjoy it. I want to build a business and scale the thing by having every client be the same. All right. So on this side over here, hold on, just moving us out, all out, picture of us out of the way. I think that once you've got going, it will start becoming obvious what your niches are. Like a lot of people say, so how do I find my niche? I kind of say the niche sort of finds you. You do lots of work. You just say yes to everything. You figure out what works, what doesn't, and it will become apparent. You go, oh, look, I've got 3 carpet cleaners, or I've got 3 e-commerce businesses, and they're all selling car-related products, or whatever it is. Yeah, it will start revealing itself, the stuff that you like working on, the people you like working with, and where you can get results. All right. So then it's a case of trying to niche down, and I'm sort of niching down into a few industries. They're all home service type stuff. And I personally don't want to niche down into just one industry. I'd rather have like a handful or 3 of them, in case any one of them goes belly up, or Google changes something and Google Ads suddenly doesn't work because now Google's replaced them with these local listings or whatever the heck they are. I just don't want to have all my eggs in one basket completely. And in fact, I would probably still have lots of these consulting stuff because I like doing it. I like, you know, trying new stuff and new different industries, and stuff I learn there is like, oh, that can help with this. So I'll probably have a bit of that, and I'll niche down. So on this side here, and it probably works for when you're starting and selling as well, is who already has your clients. This famous quote, famous line from Jay Abraham, one of the best marketers, business consultants in the world. And I heard that years ago, and it's stuck. Who already has your clients? For me, it's marketing agencies. And for you, potentially, marketing agency. As I mentioned before, there's any number of Facebook ad agencies out there. Lots of people have tried to start them. Some of them got quite big and doing quite well, but they don't do Google Ads. I get a lot of business through marketing agencies who don't do Google Ads, and I get white labeled. And what I mean by subcontract, I subcontract to them. They bring the client, they pay me, the client pays them. Sometimes I get to speak to the end client, sometimes I don't. There's pros and cons either way. If I don't speak to the end client, sometimes it's hard to dial it in. But if it's a niche that I've already dialed in, then that's fine. If it's not, then it becomes really hard, is what I've noticed. Web developers, I put that down there because you guys already know lots of web developers. Like, I do get some work through web developers, but more I get it through agencies. But if you're you're in groups. This is probably not just Rob's group, of other groups of web developers. So they will have lots of business owners who've just created a website, or they've got a portfolio of them, and they might need Google Ads. So they could bring you like a stack of Google Ads clients. So I've even had like PR agencies, bringing clients to me. And it's for them, for each of these, they can bring you a lot of different types of clients. Or like in my case, there's a Facebook ads agency that specializes in carpet cleaners. They've got 200 clients. We're trying to make it work, like for a handful of them, 3 of them at the moment. I've been trying for a few weeks and can't make it work. But if it can make it work, there's 200 potential clients you can bring in all in one go. So what I'd be building there is like a productized service. So like I figured it out. I can hopefully even get my 14-year-old to start building campaigns because they're just following this pattern. Yeah, that's the kind of business I want to grow. And then there's another one that seems to be working a bit better. Another home service thing, but higher ticket, more emergency. Got it working for 2 of their clients. They're paying us $500 a month for each of the clients. So we're subcontracted in. The agency's paying us $500 a month. Worked so well for the first 2. They brought 4 last Monday. Boom, just signed them up. So invoiced 4 times 500 and got the campaigns to build. And because we sort of have an idea of the landing page and the campaigns, I've almost got a system. Like the next one I do, I'll almost have a system, an SOP set up. Maybe I can get my 14-year-old to do it. That's kind of like a good litmus test if a 14-year-old. By the way, wicked smart and faster than me on the mouse. Is just from game playing. So like, do not underestimate like young lads, like really young lads. You might have like nieces, nephews or whatever, or cousins. And some of them, if you could get them working in your business, just helping to do the weekly reporting even, and then seeing who's keen, that could be a good way of building your team. Right. So number 4 there, I think at this stage, you're no longer looking for clients, you're looking for partners. So I'm looking for partners like this. So I chatted to this guy, he's got 200 clients. He's got 17 people in his team, like a lot of them freelancers. He's got like sales folks. He's got the 2-week waiting list to have calls with him for the Facebook ads for carpet cleaners. I think he's saying 200 grand revenue a month or more. I can't remember. Like a lot of it's at the ad spend and stuff, but they sign up 20 new clients a month. So they're growing pretty good. And he's looking to partner with somebody who can take on the Google Ads side. And for me, like me, just even having a chat with him for half an hour today, just every week having a chat for half an hour about how we're getting on. It's great for me to level up, because that's the kind of business I'd like to build. Right. So I view it as looking for partners now, and they will bring stacks of clients. So that's how I'm planning to scale. I'll let you know how I get on with that. Right. And I class that as building a productized service. You could class all of this as building an agency, but to me, like there's bespoke stuff and then there's off the shelf stuff. I built a widget. I want to sell it loads of times. And also that is why I personally like doing the local brick and mortar service businesses, because once you nail one city, once you figure out how to do it for a city, you can take it to another city and not compete with the first. If you do e-commerce for, I don't know, microphones, then you can't take on another e-commerce business that sells microphones in the whole of the US, because you'll compete with your first client. All right. Obviously, you've got e-commerce skills. You can do other, take on other businesses. I personally prefer, so I like the local service businesses myself, generating leads. All right. So does that all make sense? Anyone got any questions at this stage? Cool. By the way, ask any questions at any point, and at the end, we'll go through questions. We've only got 20 minutes left already. Right. So I wanted to whiz through some of the questions that you asked in the Facebook group. And so there's about 3 threads where I've asked questions, and some I've already answered. And I wanted to maybe just go through the ones that I have answered. So Dean had asked, how you got started in creating a Google Ads service from ground zero, and how you got from 0 to bagging your first 5 clients. I said, if you currently have clients, then ask them if they know anyone who needs help with Google Ads. Don't ask them direct, put them on the spot. Do you know anyone who needs help with Google Ads? And we're now offering Google Ads. Do you know anyone who needs any help? Maybe they'll refer you on, which would be even better. Or maybe they just raise their own hand. And I mentioned there, I've been on courses, and literally all I've said is, hi, my name is Andy. I do Google Ads. I do those little ads on Google. I just do that. That's it. That's enough. You don't need big, massive portfolio and websites and fancy stuff. I know you're all websites, you're dudes, so you're probably going to want to run away and build all that stuff. I don't think you need it. You could just, this is what I do. Anyone need any help with it? Or do you know anyone needs any help with it? That's how I got from 0 to 5. Yep. How do you negotiate price in PPC when you're in total noob? Okay, so you could potentially say, and I've seen this done in a Facebook group. There's a big Facebook group, 3,000 people. Somebody came in and said, hi, I used to work Facebook themselves, running ads for local businesses. I'm happy to take on, I'm just getting started running my own agency. I'd like to take on a handful of clients on a really reduced rate to get case studies and testimonials. Anyone interested? Oh my goodness, a number of people who replied to that. Yeah. And take you on for a reduced rate. And then maybe, I think he did say, and then after a couple of months, we'll go up to like, it won't be my full fee. Yeah. So he was doing it and it wasn't free. And he got a stack of people. So his was, he said they worked in Facebook. That was his proof. Okay. If you're not comfortable doing that, where you say, look, I'll do it with a reduced fee, just take on someone for free. I think Rob suggests that as well for your web design. So what you're trying to do is get the case study and testimonial. And so if you're doing it, that even sometimes selling free is weird. People are like, oh, why is it free? Say, look, I'm a web design guy. I'm getting into PPC, Google Ads. I'm going to prepare to take on 1 or 2 clients. We'll do it for free for the first month, maybe free for a couple of months. You just pay the ad spend, but they know you want something in return. So you could say in exchange for a testimonial, and they'll be like, oh, that's why you're prepared to do it for free. Yeah. If you're just doing something for free, people get a bit suspicious of it. And business owners, which are your clients, they're wary of wasting their time. So free is dodgy. Like if someone offers me something for free, I'm like, oh no, look, do I have to spend a load of time on this? And so I might turn it down, often do. Right. So, and then what you can do is, okay, you could offer to do a month's testing rather than, look, we're going to generate leads in the first month. And say, I often tell prospects anyway, who have got like a big budget and they want to throw a load at it, say, look, give us a testing budget. It could be $5 a day, $10 a day, $20 a day. You kind of vary that depending on who you're speaking to. And your goal is to find out if Google, in the first month, is Google Ads has potential. We're going to create campaigns. We're going to keep the spend low. We're going to get data. We're going to find out what people are actually searching for out of all the keywords we load and which ads show the most. We're going to come back to you with that business data, real-time market intelligence, and we can then focus, and then we'll try and get visitors, clicks from the budget on a few of the keywords instead of all 500 we loaded or 50 or whatever it is. And we'll progress that way. And if at the end of the first month, it looks like it's not got potential for you, either there's not enough searches or it's just way too competitive, cost per click, it's really ridiculous, then we can give it a swift bullet. But if it looks like it's going to work, then, we'll have a chat. Why don't we have a chat then and see, we'll come up with a plan. But let's get some actual data. So we can do keyword research now while we're on this call, prospect, and then plan could be we create the campaigns, run it with a £300 budget, and then I'll come back to you with data. Maybe in 2 weeks, we're going to come back with the data, right? I use that even today. Nowadays, I'll still say this is the plan. We're not going to try and spend loads of money. We're going to try and learn on a whiff of spend. So there's some of the phrases that I've realized work with people. When I tell businesses, we're going to learn on a whiff of spend, they actually like hearing that. So prospecting, Zachary asked, prospecting and finding businesses that need help. Right, okay, so Google Ads is all about inbound, isn't it? It's all about being found by the businesses already looking for you. Okay, this is what I say to businesses as well. The reason why Google Ads is good, as you know, is you get found by the people already looking for it. But wouldn't it be better to be found by people who've got a credit card in hand who are looking for you? They're looking for your service, they're ready to buy. That's what Google Ads can help you with use the right keywords, etc. So my whole mentality is I don't go out looking for businesses. Yeah, they find me. Right. So that whole thing, like I get inbound leads, but it's organic. By posting and helping people, and that seems to be my second superpower. So I'm good at Google Ads, and I do this thing where I bounce around, help people, and then stuff comes, and it's like, whoa, how does that work? And I can't track it, and I don't bother, and it's like I said, you can't turn it off. Then the other part I'm going to point out is that I don't care if they need help. So many businesses out there that need help, but aren't aware that they need help. Or even if you try to convince them they need help, they're suspicious. They don't care. There's buyer's remorse if you convince them. I don't want the ones that need help. I want the ones that want help, and I want the ones that are actively looking for help. And that's actually how I sell Google Ads to folks. It's like, yeah, there could be a stack of people that need your, fitness kit or whatever, monitor, they need it, but they don't want it. And it's really hard to sell to them. What if there's people actually literally online now, as we speak, searching for it with a credit card in hand to buy it? That's what Google Ads is getting in front of people who want it and are looking to buy it at this moment. So I don't want to convince anyone that they need Google Ads. That I wouldn't be looking at all businesses and going, oh, you got good SEO listing, but you're not running Google Ads. There's a great phrase from Amy Hoy. I think she has like courses to help people get businesses running. I remember listening to a podcast. She just said, help the people in motion. The fitness instructor doesn't find clients in the cinema with popcorn. The fitness instructor finds clients down the gym. They're already in motion. So better clients actually would be businesses already spending money on Google Ads. And I see that's actually, I have picked up clients where I've been searching for one thing I was on site as an IT dude in the AA in Ireland, which is like Automobile Association, breakdown cover, etc., and car insurance, home insurance, travel insurance. And I was at the desk as an IT guy looking for car insurance, and I saw their ad for home insurance. I was like, that's wrong. Took a screenshot, sent it to the marketing manager, who just was like, what the hell, you're an IT dude, what are you talking about? Eventually that manager went, a new manager, and I sent it to him, and I got the job. Basically, he was like, what? So I chatted to him, explained, this is what I actually do on the side when I'm doing this IT stuff for you guys. So there you go. They're already spending money. They were spending 100 grand a month on Google Ads. So they were already spending money. It's like, I'm not after the ones that need help, that need Google Ads, but aren't running it. I want the ones who are already running Google Ads. Yeah. And I found that when all these inbound leads, I'm thinking of running Google Ads, it's really hard. It's really hard when they're just getting started, because often what you're doing is product market fit. You're trying to find product. Does your thing even sell? They've got an idea, and you're then there trying to figure out if this idea works and helping them pivot and all that stuff. That's completely different consulting that you're doing there. It's fun, but yeah, those guys don't have the money often. How much you charge clients when you're first starting out without results behind you? Okay, so if you think about it, like for a lot of businesses, and for you guys, say you got $250 a month to set up some campaigns for a business. They're a local plumber or a e-commerce, and like $250 is ridiculously cheap. For me, I think that's ridiculously cheap for your skill set and the fact of what you can do for a business. But here's the thing: if you get it set up, so my minimum is pretty much 500 now. Okay, and that's been white labeled, so I know they're taking a bigger cut off that. But let's just 500, 250. I think I started at 200, 250 euros. But if that's set up and running and dialed in, and almost the lower it is, the easier it is for them to be profitable. Yeah. And they're spending like 600 a month on ads or whatever it is, and they're getting business out of it. They literally won't care anymore if they're getting loads of business out of it. And I want them to be thinking, shh, don't tell Andy, the fee's so low. Shh. Yeah. I have people saying, Andy, you're undercharging, and I go, yeah, whatever. It's like, I'm happy having a portfolio of clients. All we do is send out a weekly report where literally I have my son, he logs in to the account, so that somebody logs into the account every week, want to see any warnings or this and that. And he copies impressions, clicks, conversions, cost, and he puts it into a little Google sheet, screenshots it and sends it to them. And happy days. So I've got a stack of those. I've got like a law firm in the UK. They've got 8 offices. I think I've charged them £500 a month because I set it up ages ago. And I haven't heard from them 5 years. It just runs. They spend £3,000 a month. My 500. Happy days. I'm happy with that. Sure, other people could charge more and add more consulting and blah, blah. That's not what I personally want to do, but you could go that route. Right, we're going to do the YouTube and this and that and all these other stuff here. So when I would say starting out, potentially pick up 1 or 2 for free, just get it going. Maybe it's only free for the first month, and then you go, look, keep going. Or maybe you say that up front, like, do 1 or 2 months for free, see if we can get going, and then it's $250 a month. And that's greatly reduced from my normal fee of $500 a month. Get a few of those and then sort of scale up. But like what I've found is like, so I have clients I was charging $6,000 a month for a business, got them, they're now spending 300 grand a month on ads, getting 5,000 calls a week. Okay. So that's a national kind of business. And now I'm down to sort of retainer maintenance, and I'm at $3,000 a month for them. All I do is a weekly report. And yesterday, on Monday, they like messaged me, oh, it's 4th of July, can you turn the ads off? Oh, we've got hardly anyone in the call center. Okay. Right. So there are different clients at different levels where you can probably do the same amount of work for them, as you know, with your website stuff. But that 3K a month, I wouldn't be able to charge that to like the small local service business. So it's like a fee that makes sense for you and for them, but don't underestimate the power of recurring revenue. Yeah. If I was to say, look, I do actually have like one of my memberships and hardly anyone in it at $250 a month. It's $250 a month. You imagine paying, I wouldn't pay 200. Well, at the moment, I have no interest in, it seems a lot for me to pay $250 a month for access to courses and stuff like that. Okay. That seems a lot, but suddenly it seems really cheap when it's like, oh, Google Ads, we'll set up Google Ads for you. It's only $250 a month. It's like, really? That's really cheap. That seems very cheap. I wonder what's wrong with you. So, it's almost too cheap. So be careful coming in too low, but that can be low maintenance. And that's what I was saying at the beginning. Some people have different pricing scales depending on the client's budget. I've never really grown somebody's budget so much like these local service businesses that I go, look, I might just say, look, it's price is X, unless you go over 5K a month spend, in which case we'll review it with you. Yeah. How to quote Google Ads when you're first starting out. I just send emails. I don't create any big fancy quotes or anything. I get on a call with somebody, and my last slide, I talk about how to do the call. And at the end of it, if they ask about it, we'll discuss it. I'll say, look, I'll knock up an email. I've had a look at your account. I need to go away and have a think. I've learned to go and sleep on it because whatever I quote there, I'm always regretting it. So I go and sleep on it. I come back and I just send an email, say, look, it'll be, we don't tie you into contracts, but like to get paid in advance. And, the fee is only X, $250 a month, $500 a month. If spend goes over 5K a month, then, we'll revisit it. And it's a given. Like, just because you said that doesn't mean you have to stay at that. If you find that you're doing a lot of work with them, you just say, look, doing a lot of work, and we seem to have got a load of results. We're doing a lot of work. And I've had clients say, look, can we pay you more if we move faster, etc. So what pricing do I use? I personally use just flat monthly fee. Like I say, I like having clients where it's set up and it's running. These just, it's like plates that are spinning. So I could have like loads of clients, dozen. I think the most I had was 30. That was a bit too much for one man band, 30 clients. Might have been okay if they're all in the same industries. Yeah. And then because then I could have got other people managing them, but because they were all so different, it wrecked my head. So dropping down to a dozen kind of works for me. What minimum budget do you ask from your clients to spend on ads? I'll be saying sometimes, you know what, if they've never run ads, we can get this to work. We can get data and $10 a day. Do it for a month, do it for a couple of weeks. So you'll pay us 500 and we'll spend 300. And at the end of that month, the deliverable is like a plan of like, well, hey, will it work for you? Do we think it's going to work? And what are we going to do? Here's the data. You, Mr. Business Owner, you're selling blue widgets. It looks like everyone's looking for yellow. Is that useful for you to know? You can come to them with information like that so they can pivot their actual business. Oh, damn, we were trying to sell that, but actually everyone's looking for that. Yeah, we'd sell that. So that's really valuable to them. What's important to mention in the quotation, I like to say, look, we don't tie people into longer contracts. We just like to get paid at the start of the month and automated. So don't do that, but like this. I mentioned that it's in your account. If at any point you want to walk, you want to disengage, like you own the account and everything in it, et cetera, et cetera. At one point I was owning it, just got confusing. Or like if a client had been running for ages, paying us for ages, and they wanted to disengage, I was quite happy to give them the account anyway. So I might as well say up front, look, it's your account. If you want to walk away from, if you want to manage it yourself, what's the minimum or average amount of time people need to be a client before they can see results? It can be immediate. You literally can set up campaigns and get like within an hour, they start getting calls. Yeah. Or like us in the carpet cleaning in the US, taking us ages. It's working, but it's not getting good ROI. And we want to keep the ad spend quite low. but it's working in the carpet clean in the UK, so I don't really know. So can work immediately, you might have to grind it out, trying lots of different things, or it might be it just doesn't work at all. It's just no volume, or visitors just don't like your landing page. So you might look in the account and go, look, everybody's coming through is looking for this search term. I've gone to Google, typed it in. These are the ads that we see. Everybody's got a cheaper price in their ad than you've got on your landing page. Can you drop your price? No, we can't. And it could be it won't work for them because of the nature of the people doing that shopping and the product and service they're selling.
We have some questions in the chat
you're right.
here, if you don't mind. I think Steven is asking some questions here. Henry is asking some questions.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry. Love the idea of marketing by adding value to other people's lives. Sort of content. Yep, that's fun. Can you see the chat as I'm whizzing through this?
No,
you can't. Okay.
But if you read,
okay. Aloud. So somebody, Tori, saying, love the idea of marketing by adding value to other people's lives and creating solid content. Yeah, that's what I've done. I don't call it content marketing. I go into communities and just help people. I don't push out articles. That's what I'm finding really weird with LinkedIn. This whole post something, it's like weird. Post something every day. I like being in. I respond more to people and help people. I find that more fun. It works better for me. Would it be beneficial doing this in non-business groups? I would say no. You want to be, because this is a B2B thing. People running Google Ads are businesses or aspiring businesses. They're trying to sell something. So, and going into a group of people doing something, they're not business owners yet, and you're trying to convince them, look, you could sell that thing that you're doing. That's just so much harder. They're not in motion already. True, young kids are computer whiz kids. They are. Don't think ads works in small towns in the US. Do not think ads work in small towns in the US. Yeah, they absolutely can. Depends what the niche is. I find that in the US, that Google has got loads more other things, not just Google ads on them. They've got more maps. They've got those Google local services, all sorts going on that I'm finding it harder to make it work in the US. Definitely the cost per click's higher than the UK and Ireland anyway. Yep. But you said minimize perceived risk to the client, make it easy to say yes. Absolutely. Yeah, feed the starving crowd, keep it simple. Why are you not taking questions from people around it? Because I didn't see the chat. I didn't see all the questions. Oh, right. So Henry's asking, how big are the businesses I usually work with? Typically I've found it works best when they have a payroll. It's not just one dude. Right, someone with a payroll, like a plumber with a payroll, they need to keep those guys busy constantly. Otherwise, they'll go. They'll just have to go off and work on their own and find other jobs. So they need that work. Now, plumbers, actually, I don't really have any plumbers because they're so busy anyway. Yeah, so I find that large enough to have payroll, large enough to, in their head, know that delegating is good. Me personally, I don't like the business. I hate it. I actually hate it when the business is big enough that I'm not dealing with a business owner. I'm dealing with a marketing manager because I'm dealing with an employee mindset, and lots of weird stuff goes on where they're trying to look good and blah. And I just can't be doing with that. And that's the reason why I'm freelance and don't like working for corporate anymore, big enterprise businesses. So there's a sweet spot, businesses that aren't too big, where I get to speak to the business owner, but they have employees or freelance contractors working with them. Do I charge a setup fee? Stephen's saying, no, I don't at the moment. I have thought about it, like maybe charging 2x, 3x as much as what's going to be. I don't at the moment, and I tell people, look, we don't charge and start setup fee. We just want to get paid, and we just get paid in advance. Right. The reason I don't charge a setup fee is I just want them to say yes. Okay. So if I'm happy at $500 a month, get it set up. We're pretty quick at getting it set up. Sometimes it might be a pain dialing it in, but what I'd like is to get it set up, work hard that first month, get it set up, maybe dial it in a little bit, and for it to stay as a client for years. That's what I'm after, because like that 500 a month is six grand a year. That's good. If you get a few of those set up, that's amazing. But yeah, you're right. I didn't see the screen. That's why I wasn't asking. Do you use any optimization software to manage things? No, don't. Literally just look at the Google Ads interface. Marco says it's a bit boring. Sorry. John Meaden says it's not boring. It's really interesting. Brilliant. Yeah, that's grand. No. If it's a bit boring, it's like, you've got to find what works for you. You know, like I said, there's some agencies do not do Google ads. It's not for them. They don't like it. It just, it's all text driven, the paid search stuff. They like doing the imagery, and I'm useless. My degree was maths. I did IT, fell into this, love it. It's brilliant. I'm like, what the heck? I can help businesses. I can get the phone number ringing. And I like to be able to speak to the business owner where they go, oh my God, this is brilliant. I just got the phone. You know, you made a difference and blah. And I like to hear that. And I want to hear that. I don't hear that from an employee. You know, I get a buzz out of that even now. I like the approach of helping people, not being salesy. A former direct salesman, I can appreciate it a lot. John Meaden, brilliant. I'm a techie at heart. I lean into that. I'll go through that. Well, I know we're overrunning slightly. My thinking is, when I go to the garage and somebody comes out and says, you can't, you come in with this, but you need a lot more other stuff done. If it's a guy wearing a crisp white shirt and a tie telling me, I'm a bit, really, do I believe it? When it's the flipping guy comes out with the blue overalls and he's wiping oil off his hand, I'm more inclined to believe him. Right? He's the techie, he's the mechanic, he's at the coalface. So I am still at the coalface. I am a techie. I lean into that. When I chat to people, I get all prospects on it. Oh, let me have a look at your account. Oh, wow, look. I tell them, and I say, oh, you could try this, change that. I go through everything as I see it. I get all excited. I'm excitable anyway, you can probably tell. I allow myself. I lean into it a bit. At the end of it, they've got a stack of things. They could have taken loads of notes that are going to go and do it. Brilliant. And I'm saying, and I just bid them a cheery farewell. All right, best of luck. See you later. And I'm off. And I see it, I'm gone. And they might come back and say, right, that was brilliant. Can we do? Yeah. So I lean into being a techie, and I talk more than they do, because I'm kind of consulting, like the doctor, oh, okay, right, you need to do this, and this, slow down with that, blah, blah, blah. So I'm consulting immediately in that call with them, which like all salespeople are like, no, don't do that. But like, I just throw everything at them and then I'm gone. And in my head, like, that phrase, always be closing, I don't particularly like that. I'm not trying to close them. I just help them there and then, and I'm always be closing. I'm keeping going up the road, talking to more people, yeah, until someone bites me hand off, yeah, or they circle back, or on the end of the call, they're like, and you can always tell, they go, oh, if we were to, how would it, blah, 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 and then have a little chat then and say, right, I'll send you an email, have a think about it. I'll have a think about it. Do you always create landing pages for the ads? No, we use their website. I tell them, look, we use whatever pages you've got. If you've got a homepage and you're selling these. So I had a client, they had sold beauty products on an e-commerce store. Was it WooCommerce? Can't remember. 2,000 of the products were on the website. Another 10,000 were in the warehouse. They weren't on the website. They were saying, right, we're going to create pages and upload all 10,000 other ones. I was like, whoa, coming up to Christmas. I was like, no. Give me a list of, give me an Excel file containing the names and the brand, the product type and the brand name and the product name, if there is one. I will load a campaign, send everybody to the homepage, give us 50 quid, 100 quid, whatever the budget. They weren't even that fussed about the budget. And I'll tell you which is getting searched for the most. They're all going to go to the homepage. And after like 2 days, I was like, what's a L'Oreal Steam Pod? And they were like, oh my God, it's a hair straightener. It's 200 euros. Everyone's buying it for Christmas. So I got the data for them. And then they loaded that and the other top 10. Okay, so I got the data to tell them, this is what everyone's looking for. Load those. Don't waste your time loading all the 10,000 and then me create all the ads to tell you that, you wasted your time with 9,000 of them. Yeah, so that's what I mean by like, this gives you real-time marketing research. So do I always create the landing pages? No. Sometimes send people to the home page, but I find the best page for them. And because my process is, I'm going to run ads, count how often the ads show and figure out, oh, that's where the volume is. Is that what you want? No, that's wrong. Okay, that one is. Okay, what's your best page for that? It's that. All right, but this is what the ad says, and this is what everyone else's ad said. And when we go to the page, it doesn't look right. You're selling other stuff, or your call to action's all wrong, whatever. Now you've built a business case to create a landing page because you've shown there's volume for it. There's a load of potential volume we can get to this page, or actually, more likely, let's turn off all the other stuff, put all your 20 a day, 40 a day, 50 day budget to that one keyword. It's all going there, but nobody's buying. Why is that? And then everybody looks at the one landing page and goes, oh, it's obvious. You're flipping there is no phone number on the page. That's why they can't ring you. Yeah. It's like once everybody gets dialed in onto the one, and then, but like I said, you built a business case to create a landing page. Often we will create a landing page for clients because they've got web developers doing it, and the web developers are either really slow or just disagreeing, big arguments. And we just, look, and I'll just say, look, we normally charge 100 quid a month for a landing page. We'll do them free for you because you're a client, as long as you stay as a client, and we create it. We have it on our servers, and it shows up as like a contact dot there. You know, it shows up as a subdomain on their website, like an unbounce page. Yeah. So like it would show up on the subdomain of their domain. So we create them with our tech. And normally, when I say our tech, it's like HTML, CSS, maybe a bit of PHP, super fast on mobile especially, and a lot simpler than what they've got typically. Headline, 3 bullet points, tap to call button, request callback. And then get going with that. That client has brought more, that agency's brought more clients. Like, well, that's all we got. We haven't even done the stuff below the fold. We're already getting phone calls and profitable. Oops, sorry. What you could include information in the weekly report you send to the client: impressions, clicks, cost, conversions, impression share. Like, you know, so if the impressions are going down, but the impression share is going down, it might be like, that's the reason. Or if the impression share is steady, impressions are going down, oh, maybe there's seasonality, or we've turned stuff off in the account or whatever. And they've got calculated metrics, so cost per click, cost per conversion, etc. And then we have an area on the left for the client to fill in how many leads and sales and revenue, blah, and they never do. But that's my way of beating them up. It's like, you got to tell us what's going on. You know, do I use client website to do keyword research, or his competitor page to see what they rank for? Should I? Okay. I'll often point the keyword planner at the client website to do the keyword research. It pull back stuff. It's normally flaky. Then I'll use the keyword planner and enter some keywords, and it will tell us other related keywords. That gives you much better data. Should include competitor brands as keywords. I wouldn't start there. Start with the brand, the actual brand that your client brand name. So that's the first campaign you'd set up, and try and exclude competitor brand names initially. Try and go for the people who aren't looking for a competitor. They're looking for a carpet cleaner in Chicago, right? Any carpet cleaner in Chicago will do, rather than John Smith's carpet cleaner. Yeah, because they're looking for John Smith's carpet cleaner. So when they get to the website, they're like, oh, hold on, is John Smith there? Yeah, so less likely to convert in the first place. So I'd say that's kind of like the last thing you'd try. Although I have had clients where literally that's what their whole business ran off, was running off competitive brand names. I don't particularly like it. I don't like doing that. And I do tell them as well that if I tell them, by the way, this can burn bridges with that business. They might not like this. Are you happy to proceed? Okay. Is it worth running Google Ads if there's low competition? If there's high search volume for your product and those people are searching for it and there's no other ads, then absolutely you'd want to run that. The fact that there's no competition is actually a good thing for you. Often when I do keyword research and go, oh, that looks like a good keyword, it looks like a buying keyword, go and do the search using the ad preview tool, don't see any ads, I'm like, oh, that's a bit dodgy. There should be ads. That's a bit of a red flag if there's no ads. Top 3 things to keep in mind when building a landing page. First one, landing pages do not convert. People keep going, oh, my landing page has a 3% conversion rate. My landing page has a 10% conversion rate. Or how to increase the conversion rate of my landing page. Your landing page is, it sits there being a landing page. It does not turn into anything. It does not convert into anything. It's a landing page. What converts is the visitor. The visitor converts into an inquiry or a buyer. The visitor, person who visits the page, converts. If you had a landing page and you said, look, my emergency plumber's landing page in Dublin converts at 10%, I'd like mentally reach through and slap you, and go, no, visitors who hit that landing page convert into inquiries at 10%. If I sent people looking for a Caribbean cruise to your landing page, you will have no phone calls. And you'll say that your conversion rate of your landing page is dropped. No, it hasn't. No, it isn't. It's the targeting. It's the people who visited have changed. So it's all about, someone's already mentioned it, feed a starving crowd. Yeah, and that's what Google Ads, that's what is great for. You get your ad in front of people who are literally looking with money in hand, if you get keywords right, looking with money in hand at that moment in time So if you just focus on getting those people to the page and not the info seekers, and I'll give you an example. If I had a client, they were selling turmeric capsules and they were bidding on turmeric, and lots of just people typing turmeric. I was like, right, but they're typing turmeric because they don't know what it is. And they're trying to find out what it is. Somebody said to them, oh, you know, you have a sore back I got a sore back and I was using turmeric. It's really helped. Turmeric, how do you even spell that? And some of the search terms like turmeric versus turmeric, different spellings, people trying to figure out how to spell it. Typing turmeric, it means they're an info seeker. They've got a cup of coffee in hand, not their credit card. They're going, oh, what's this? They're doing research. They're not really writing anything down, but that's what I imagine. Cup of coffee, turmeric, as good as a painkiller. Oh, okay, turmeric and black pepper. Oh, turmeric and black pepper. Oh, and then later on they go turmeric capsules. They want to buy it. Turmeric powder, turmeric capsules, buy turmeric pills, whatever. That's them. That's the buyer. So you start there, you run ads for those and get them to your landing page. And then you just take the order. So you make this landing page really simple, sort of like get somebody who's literally looking to buy to the page and then get out of the way and let them buy. Yeah. So that's why our very simple page, looking for emergency plumbers in Chicago, ? We're emergency plumbers. We cover Chicago. We'll be there in 45 minutes, tap to call, boom. That sort of stuff works. Yeah. So that's 2 things, was it? About landing pages. Keep it simple, get started sooner rather than earlier. Start without stuff, because if you can create a real complicated landing page, the first thing I'm going to ask is like, how does it work without the map? Can you get rid of the map? I'd like to know if the map makes it better or worse. So you might as well start without the map, then add it in, get your baseline and add it in and go, oh, that made it worse. Rather than I've waited 2-3 weeks for a landing page to come and techies had gotten it and then made it way too complicated. And I literally had to strip out loads of stuff. So they could have started a lot sooner with less. There's only 2 businesses running ads for service location kit. Oh, okay, hold on. Richard, that's a continuation. Is it worth running Google ads if there's low competition, e.g. there's only 2 businesses running ads for, yeah, absolutely. If there's only 2 businesses running ads for service location keyword, and that's a good keyword for your client, then run it. That's brilliant. Yeah, less competition, the better. So Catherine says, I've noticed that the local markets were running over time. We're all right. I'm happy to keep going. I noticed that the local markets here love to get competitive names. For example, I use ABC carpet cleaner, but XYZ carpet cleaner appeared ad on top of the organic search for ABC carpet cleaner. Right. Okay, so that's kind of back to, right. So if you're Rob's carpet cleaning and you've got an ad for Rob's carpet cleaning, someone types in the keyword Rob's carpet cleaning, they're trying to find you, and somebody else's ad appears, it's Andy's carpet cleaning. It could be they're just bidding on carpet cleaning, that word, and Google's going, oh, you're bidding on carpet cleaning. They've said Rob's carpet, it's got carpet cleaning in it, we're going to show the ad. So they're not necessarily trying to brand jack or, you know, steal your branded searches. Okay, sometimes they are. The giveaway is when they have it in the ad. Don't try Rob, we're better than Rob's carpet cleaning, or something like that. There was folks doing that with Basecamp. People would search for Basecamp and somebody else, their ad said XYZ versus Basecamp. I was like, it's kind of dodgy. So there are folks, sometimes the ads will appear just because of what people are bidding on. They're not trying to steal the branded traffic. But I tell clients, the first campaign you want to create is a branded campaign to protect your brand from any of that happening. It should run really good click-through rate, low cost per click, good conversion rate, and it protects your brand. And also you get to split test the ad copy and see what work resonates. That could feed into your homepage, what your offers are. You get to see if your branded searches go up and down. If you do a radio interview and you talk about it, and people go and search for your brand, you might spot that the day after the radio interview. So that's why I convince people to run it. And then, yeah, to protect your brand from people searching. It's because some people will try and bid on your brand name and they'll try and steal your branded traffic. But if you're bidding on it, you'll stop that from happening. I hope that answered. Do you always track conversions? Which ones you care more about, form submissions or phone calls? Try to track conversions sometime. Well, we'll get going before conversion tracking is in place. Because like if you can't get any clicks, then, there's not going to be any conversions anyway. And we'll try and track everything, track form submissions, track phone calls, track people clicking on the tap to call button as well. You can set up in Google, some are primary conversions, some are secondary. So when you look at the interface, it just shows you the total of all the primary conversions, but you can segment by conversions, see all the other conversions that have happened. Go, oh, look, a load of people clicking on tap to call button, but very few people actually ringing. I wonder why that is. Or maybe they don't like the number. Is it an out of town number or whatever? So we try and track all these things. And then sometimes with a client where they don't have many visitors and they don't have many form submissions, but you track the people clicking on the button to start the form submission. That's kind of a proxy to Google about what a conversion is. You know, what keywords and what ads are appealing that get people to actually start the form fill. And if you wanted to go and optimize for conversions, you could potentially do that using that conversion, even though it's not a genuine conversion for the business. Does that make sense? But yeah, all right. So we will mention that. We might have columns for each of the conversion types that like my son will fill in. We send it to the client, and then we ask them, how many calls did you get? How many inquiries did you get from the website? And how many jobs did you get? Because at the end of the day, they actually don't want phone calls. If you sent them more phone calls, but they didn't convert, you're actually clogging up their receptionist, or you're just wrecking their head. And even like them going out to a job and quoting for it, but it was poor job, is wasting their time. So they want more jobs. They don't want more phone calls. I've actually had a plumber once say, he lives in the estate, coming over and go, I know you guys, you think it just get me loads of phone calls is what I want. I do not want loads of phone calls. They've got to be good. I want them to convert. I want people who are like not looking for a service, hoping to repair their thing. I want replacements for the boiler. That's what I want, kind of stuff. Yep. So you get clients by offering value in groups. Yep. And your website just says contact details and links to your content. Yeah. Did you get any clients before you had all the content links on the website? Yeah, absolutely. With that, that's why I said that before. I didn't even have the website. I'd just be in a Facebook group or somewhere. Sorry, is my mic got really loud? Don't know if my mic came suddenly gone. I'd be just bouncing around. I wouldn't have to tell people that I'm doing X, Y. I wouldn't have a website. They would just message me, and we'd end up hopping on a call. Yeah, it's only in the last maybe year or two that I've decided to put stuff on andyblack.net. And I was like, well, what do I put on it? And I was going to get somebody to copy over all the articles. I was like, no, I can't be bothered with that. And there's a bit of social proof and whatnot. So they just go through and read all that stuff. So I don't think you need all that content. But the beauty of creating content in groups by helping people, imagine you went in the first month, you weren't allowed to post anything, you could only reply, is you will find what you keep replying to. It will keep happening. And then you'll be like, oh, I'm really good at replying to this because it keeps happening. Oh, it keeps happening. Right, now I'm going to create a thread. And that's what I do in the Fastlane forum. Once I've found, I keep replying. The same thing. I go and create a thread. Next time it happens, I just link to it because I'm lazy and I don't want to do it. But also it means all the content you create is battle tested. That's 19 new messages. Oh, right. Is everyone happy with that? So that's all of those. Let me try and whiz through these slides. Not too many more. Okay, so what's this one? Something like that. Oh, right. How do you start in terms of strategy? Now tell businesses like, but what if they're just getting started? It's different from if they were running a campaign. If they're running a campaign, we'll audit it and go, look, it looks like 80-20 on it. Most of your volume sales come from mobile. You know, your budget is getting spent on the other two channel devices, desktop and tablet. Let's turn those off, put all the budget to mobile because that's where you're getting your volume. Oh, this one campaign is driving an account. Let's put all the budget to that. So that's what I'll do, but we'll do it gradually. Or sometimes I just do go with the big bang if I'm confident. So that's an account that's already got data. If they're getting started, I tell them the process is we're going to count impressions first. We're going to run ads, low budget. We're going to load up all these keywords that you think are good. And we're just going to sit there like a spider in the middle of the web and count how often all these ads show. And then I'm going to tell you on a minimal spend, there's all the impressions. This is where the ads are. And the ads are like, these are in a higher ad position than them. It's got the same bid price for all keywords. Mr. Business Owner, we only spent 50 quid so far. And I think this is where your volume is. So that's counting impressions. Now let's put all the budget towards one keyword. Which one do you think, or which product? So now your 50 quid a day or whatever it is now going to one. Now we're going for clicks. So impressions through the funnel impression. Now we're getting clicks. Oh, that's not really working not getting many calls, or you're not getting this. So maybe do the landing page. So I tell them that's what the process is going to be. So the first month, we're going to find out what people are looking for, try and get them to the right pages. And we're going to be constant communication of like, this is what we're doing. This is where the volume is. What do you think? Is this the right kind of thing? I tell them there's 2 learning curves. You're going to learn about Google Ads and how it works and how it's a good tool for your business. We're going to learn more about your business. And there's 2 learning curves meet in the middle, and that's how we're going to beat your competition. So I tell them that's the strategy. And then that's literally what I do. We get started by having a low budget and just loading all the keywords and then following my nose. Yeah, I have written up this in the Fastlane forum. There's a thread, how to get profitable or fail fast with Google Ads. I've kind of written out all the steps, count impressions first to do it. And I tell them that, and they love it. So they're going to learn on a whiff of spend. We're not going to try and spend your money. We're just going to find out what everyone's looking for. And then you, the business owner, are going to decide which you want to show for. And they're like, oh my God, right. He said, right, we're going to spend loads of money and then try and get you profitable. Yeah. Okay. What's the most common problem customers have? Okay. So there's 2, like I said, there's ones who are already running Google Ads, in which case they're often either losing money or they're not getting the ROI they want. So I'll come in, I like that kind of account. There's a lot of data for me to look at because I'm a data dude. That's what I did 15 years. And but you don't have to be a data dude. You can look at it and go, right, you can just segment all the data and go by device. Most of it's by mobile. And I go, oh, really? I didn't see that. You're showing a lot and getting a lot of clicks, but no conversions on the Google Display Network. You might want to turn that off. Oh, what's that? And you tell them. And then what's the other one? Oh, your conversions. You're getting a load of these rather than those. Do you want those or these? And then you look at the search terms. You just tell them, right, so you do carpet cleaning, but you're getting a load of people looking for snow removal. Is that what you wanted? Oh, you spent 50 quid last month on that. No, we don't do that. So it's really easy on a call when they've got an account to quickly go in and within 5-10 minutes, just show them their bleeding neck. That's what I like to call it. Show them their bleeding neck. This is where you're losing money. All right. So that's a common one, is they're losing money. And you don't have to be super advanced to be able to find it. It's always the same. They've always set up one ad group with loads of keywords in it and one ad. And you go, right. And that broad match keyword is bringing in all these search terms. And they go, what are search terms? They're what people typed into Google. And they go, I thought keyword is what I typed into Google. I go, no, that's what SEOs call it. Keyword is what you bid on. Search terms is what I type in. They look at it and go, they're terrible. We don't help teenagers with whatever. We help like, oh my God, this is terrible. And you show them and they're instantly, they want, oh no. As soon as you show them bleeding neck and you say, right, well, what you need to do is separate it out and not bid on that. Like that, bid in a more precise manner. Oh, right. So they've been running it, managing it themselves, or someone else managing it. And it's often like that. If they're just getting started, a common problem is we need to just get going. Okay, right. First thing to do is we'll bid on your brand name, protect your brand, and all those reasons why. And then what are the main things, main services? You've got 10 services. Excellent. And what cities do you cover? Just two cities. All right. We'll bid on 10 services times 20 different keywords, 20 different ads. So Chicago, carpet cleaning, and then New York, window clean, whatever, we just all combinations, load them all up. Easy for a beginner. That jumpstart course will show you how to do this. Go through, set up one, copy paste, just change the keywords and the ads, work your way through, and you set it up for them. And potentially that's all you need to do, and they're paying you X per month for forever. And they love you because all of a sudden the phone is ringing. They're not spending loads of money on Google Ads for tire kickers. Oh, how and when to start optimizing the campaigns and landing page. I leave the landing pages to last. Work through the funnel. Impressions. Oh, nobody's searching. That's a bummer. Client, Mr. Client, this isn't going to work for you. Impressions, then clicks, and then you want inquiry, whatever the conversions are, inquiries or sales or whatever. But if you can't get people to the landing page, what's the point on optimizing it? You have to get people there first. How do you get people there? Well, you have to get your ads showing. If the ads aren't showing, what's the point? So you work your way through it. So I get up and running as fast as I can. Get them all up and running. It's like throwing it all out there, lowish budget, so you don't overspend, and trying to find the rich vein of traffic where their buyers ideally. Then I start optimizing the ad next. It's like, oh, why is our click-through rate so poor? But like as soon as you see where the search term and where the volume's coming from, you can like use the ad preview tool or do the Google search yourself. I use the ad preview tool if it's like the US because I'm in Ireland. I can't do the search in Ireland. And I look at everyone else's ads and go, oh, that's why because our ad is boring. I've lashed it up really fast, made it relevant, but theirs are all talking about 45-minute response time or 24/7 call out, blah, blah, blah. I need to put all that in the ad. Let's try and increase the click rate. Now we're getting clicks, but none of them converting. Why is that? The landing page doesn't say the 45-minute response. It doesn't even say where you are. Typically a local service business, the landing page doesn't say where they're based. By the way, this is another show them bleeding neck. Oh, so they're looking for that. They come to your page. Can you see on the page where that location? Can you see that service? And they're like, oh no. And actually, where's the phone number? Oh no. So you just show them all the stuff that they need to do. Right. Is this the last? Yeah, this is the last slide. Right. So when you get on a call with a potential client, I posted this. That's my headline on LinkedIn at the minute. Dad, husband, Google Ads geek. Yeah. So don't lead with, I'm not all Mr. Google Ads. Okay. That will bore the hell out of people. I'm like a peer. I'm another business owner chatting about stuff. I kind of want to lose this authoritative voice and talk a bit more of like my journey, I suppose, because I just want to flip in somewhere to document stuff rather than post these nice pristine things. I had a friend, right? So how this came about, a friend emailed me. I've got a client I'm going to speak to. Any advice on what to do? So I sent him an email and I went, ooh, that could help a lot more people. I tidied it up a bit and then I shoved it up on LinkedIn. I actually dropped it into the Fastlane forum, but it got lost in one of my threads. I was like, right, so I helped one person and I thought I'd reuse that and immediately just changed it. So my advice, and this is what worked for me, is have a chat with them. Yeah, it's not a sales call. It's not a discovery call. It's like, have a chat as if you're meeting them for a coffee. You're a business owner and they're a business owner. You are a peer meeting them. Two business owners meeting for a coffee. You just say, like, how's business going? So it'll be like, hey, Rob, how's business going? Oh, no, I wouldn't say that. I mean, like, so you'd be chatting, how's your journey? What time have you got over there? I often say, what time have you got over there? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, right, like, are the kids about to come home or something? A bit of chat. It seems to be really hot, like some guy wearing a vest and thing. Oh, yeah, it's 40 degrees, etc. Then it's like, eventually, you can kind of tell it's time to segue. It's like, oh, anyway, so how's business going? They'll tell you how business is going. Right, anyway, we're doing this and blah, blah, blah. So who asks them how business is going and actually cares? Not many people. Yeah, the business owner, lonely thing. Like all their mates won't talk to them about. Yeah, they don't talk to the mates down the pub about it. So somebody asking, how's business going? A lot of them just unleash. And then you could ask, what I have to ask is like, right, so what kind of marketing have you done to date and how's it worked? And they'll go, well, we tried this, we tried that. And if they're running Google Ads, so how's the Google Ads going? Let them just talk. I love to talk. What I then do is say, look, what I often do is these Zooms is, look, you could, have you got access to your account now? You could open up your account. I could look over your shoulder at your account and maybe I can find some stuff. Like, I've never had anyone say no, not once, because this is like a free call. Going to get a consultant, going to look at my account for free and tell me stuff. Brilliant. Of course they do it. By the way, this is what I also love about it. It's like I get to see all these accounts all the time. And it's amazing. It's like, wow. I get all these little ideas and go, right, hold on, that's it. I'm going to put them on my shelf. I must go back and have a look at that at some point. That's an amazing business there and blah. An example, a business that was selling mats for when you come into like shops, like mats that you walk on. So your feet, you don't traipse in all the water and whatnot. And we're looking at the search terms. It's like, whoa, look at all these Toyota mats, BMW 5 Series mats. It's like every number on their search terms. Like, oh, we don't sell those. Oh my God. It's like, right. And I was like, I didn't realize people got so long tail and specific about the mats. It didn't make sense that they want to buy. And I've always thought, that could be a great little business for somebody, or I should go find somebody who sells them and go, look, I can build you a massive long tail campaign for all the blah, blah, blah. Right. So you suggest you look at their account. Another reason how this could be good is if they're already running campaigns, you can say that they've already got an agency. You can say, if you gave me access to your account, they'd probably see me getting access. You maybe don't want to do that, but I can just look over your shoulder at your account. And then what I'll often do is I'll say, look, tell you what, I'll talk you through these columns. Your columns out, you need to set up these other columns. And I've got the YouTube videos and how to set up the columns and what they all mean. Show the impression share metric. Oh, by the way, you're only showing 12% of the time you could show. What does that mean? It means like if you're profitable, you're only showing 12% of the time because your budget, you can increase your budget, spend more. So the columns they typically haven't seen. sometimes it's too damn slow them doing it. It's like, no, click on that, click on this. So I say, can I just take over your account? You can watch me and I'll do it. And I'll do it in your account. So I've got columns set up for you. So I'll take over the account. But I find that if you talk them through it, and there's a little tip for you. If before it's refreshed, you go, right, click on this, click on attributes. Now, when it pops up, click on keyword and you're ahead of the screen. They go, whoa, you really know this. You really know your stuff. And I noticed that when somebody just said that, I was like, right, so now I'll do it. I deliberately just a little bit ahead of them. Right, click on this. When it refreshes, click on that. And down the bottom right, it'll be a thing. And they're like, jeepers, you know your stuff. So you look at over their shoulder, look at the last 30 days, and show them really simple things to stem the bleed, show them their bleeding neck and how to stem it, how you're going to get profitable. And then, oh, you could scale by, like, if you turned off all that stuff, it's losing your money, put all the budget to that stuff, you're going to make more sales for the same budget. And look, you can strain by budget anyway. That's only 12%. Like, you've got a load more capacity. Yeah. And it's kind of like, you might have heard of the puppy dog sale here. Have the puppy, take him home for the weekend and bring him back on Monday. And obviously nobody's going to do it. They've got you as a consultant for that 30 minutes or an hour. And like, they're like, whoa, that was in the free thing. Jeepers, what will happen if we actually hire the dude? So, and then here's the thing, you just show, don't tell that you can help them. You don't say, oh, I'm really good at it. I don't tell people, oh, I've been doing it since this amount of time and I manage this amount, and this team and train people. I just go in, oh, you should do this and that, blah. And right. So towards the end, if they ask about engaging you, and if they ask, maybe you request access, you can do a fuller review. Oh, look, can I do a full review so I get an idea of the account? I often don't do this. I just say, look, tell you what, now I've seen your account. I'll send you an email. I'll come up with an idea, a proposal, and I send you an email. If they don't ask, I don't bring it up. I just say, anyway, good luck. Nice to meet you. Not sure as that. And bid them a cheery good luck. And look, if you need any help, just come back to me. But you've got a list of things. They should make a real difference to you. And right, here's the thing. Some people were never going to hire you. They just never were. They're going to try it themselves. Fine. I'm not after those folks. I'm after the ones who are interested in hiring me. Some people will go away and try it and then come back because they screwed it up. Or what was that? I don't know how to do it. What I want is the people who go, damn it, I ain't going to work this out. I don't want to work this out. That sounds like you could make this work. And they'll raise their hand. And even if they don't, if they don't become a client, I've got to look at somebody's account. I've built a relationship, chatting to somebody, another business owner, and that business owner now knows that I'm a good guy, good to talk to, maybe fun, whatever. I won't hard sell them so they can refer people to me without worrying that I'm going to make them look bad. And they will. They know that I now know my stuff, but I'm also a good guy that could send people to. So like I said, put at the end, leave it on a good note. We've made a new connection who sees you as helpful, friendly, enjoyable to work with, and competent. And that's what makes you referable. And the very last bit, competent, is almost the last thing that makes you referable. You're helpful, friendly, and knowledgeable. This person is really handy. Will be able to tell you about this, that, and the next thing. You don't have to be super competent to, honestly, you don't have to be super competent to look in an account and tell people where they're leading money. All the accounts are set up the same, terribly. So an hour and a half, that's not bad for me, overrunning. And I had all the slides to try and keep me on track. So at the end of that, there's still quite a few people here, which is good, and at crazy hours in the morning. So hopefully that helped. If you've got any questions, happy to answer them now. And also in the group, once the call's done and whatnot, I'll put the slides in as well. People can ask questions below that. I realize I've thrown loads at you. Curious what people's main takeaways are. Yeah, I'd love it. Anybody who's watched this, once that thing's got up, what your main takeaways are would be great for me to a bit of feedback, figure out what I can do better next time or whatever. But if you've got any questions, just drop them in. So a few people saying thanks very much. My pleasure. Honestly, I love chatting to people. This is stuff like this. I think I posted it on LinkedIn. You might want to follow me on LinkedIn. I'm trying to post something useful every day. But right, that part I said when you join Facebook groups at the beginning, do not join as a Google Ads guy. Join as a peer. I am one of you. I am a business owner trying to do this. I am also using this tool to do that, right? And you will have a great time chatting to people all doing the same thing, and you've got questions and you can help them, blah, blah, blah. And maybe over time, they will start to know you as the web guy in that group, or the Facebook or the Google Ads guy, whatever. I have been invited into groups paid groups, some of them. Group of 10,000 permanent makeup artists. The group owner contacted me, Andy, can you come into our group and be our resident Google Ads guy? Answer questions about Google Ads. Any work you pick up, you know, you're welcome. But it would be a great resource, right? The same for like a group of 5,000 bed and breakfast owners. And like, it just happens. It keeps happening. It happens. I don't go looking for it, but that is what I recommend to people is figure out how can you, like, it's that Steve Martin quote, be so good that they can't ignore you, right? You get known as being really good. Like, so it's happened often where I'm in a group of people all using a bit of software and one person, oh, you're a Google Ads dude. I've got a group of 14,000 PT instructors. Can you maybe come in and do a presentation to them? Yeah, how cool is that? Where and I've had it like that B2B owners. I'm working away and a messenger, she pops up, the group owner, Andy, somebody's asked a question about Google Ads. I've tagged you. She told me it's somebody asked about Google Ads and the group owner tagged me. How cool is that? The group owner said, right, this is Andy. He's really good at Google Ads. And I pop in, hi, thanks for tagging me. Diddly. That's what you want to be in when you're in a group, is to be invited in by the group owner as the Google Ads expert or the web design guy or the lead gen, whatever it is. Yeah. So if you want to get into those bigger groups, that's kind of the way to do it. So it just happened naturally. I couldn't even tell you how a lot of those connections came about. Just me bouncing around, being helpful in other groups, and then get invited into these groups and then picking up clients. But like the beauty is when the group owner introduces you, hi, I'd like to introduce Andy. He does Google Ads and he's here. He's going to help you with any questions. Got any questions, answer them, or you're going to do a workshop. And I was doing monthly workshops, not quite as detailed, certainly not about how to acquire clients in that 3,000 Irish business owners, monthly Google Ads workshops. And I recorded them as well, slapped them on in my courses area. Or one of them is what for their paid area ends up being that workshop on YouTube. So when setting up a campaign, do you first use manual CPC? Absolutely, I do. I'll have the same bid price for all keywords. And I'll have so for instance, €1 bid price might be too low in some niches. I might have €10 a day budget because I want to know for all keywords, which ones get the most impressions for that €1 bid price. And then it tells you how often you're in position one. Yeah. And it's like, oh, that one, I'm in position one more often for the €1 bid price than that one. It tells me that one's more competitive. Sorry, one's more competitive than the other. So I want to compare apples with apples, have the same bid price across all keywords.
Andy, we have one more question here from Matthews. He's asking, what's the hardest technical thing about Google Ads?
The technical part that I don't like is setting up the damn conversion tracking with the clients, and they're all using different websites. That is a bit of a pain. I find a bit of a pain. Once that's done, it's done. It should be. Google Tag Manager, even like a law firm client, we've asked Tag Manager last year to get installed and they haven't. And finally, oh goodness, it's a pain. Technically, that's a pain. The other parts that I don't like is these performance max campaigns or campaigns where Google shields from you all this data that I like to see. Right, so we're running these performance max campaigns for carpet cleaners, and performance max means the ads will show on Google search partners, Gmail, YouTube, Google Display Network, Discovery, don't really know, and Maps or something. Yeah, 7 channels. We got 3 conversions last week, 400 odd clicks, 3 conversions. Terrible conversion rate, but I can't dial it in because I don't even know how many of the visitors came from Google search, came from Display Network, it's for the algorithm to kind of learn and dial it in over time. So we have to set up the conversions and then say, look, maximize conversions, and it's going to try and figure it out. And I've got to maybe change the ad, create another asset group with different images and all that sort of stuff, more aspirational, instead of people cleaning carpets, more like people with a nice cut. I'm going to try that, things like that. And then I've got the notes from it. 5 videos potentially to be created, because Google will create the video out of the images you load and create this 15-second appalling PowerPoint type slide video with awful music. It's only 15 seconds, it really should be 30 seconds, so we can determine who's watched full length or blah, 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 and create 5 of them, and Google create a sequence of them because they do the retargeting. Brilliant. It's just that I don't have the visibility. And the way I work and the way I sell Google Ads businesses is I say, look, we'll find out on a whiff of spend what everyone's searching for so you can sell it to them. So you think you're selling blue widgets, everyone's looking for yellow, and you could sell yellow ones. We'll be able to tell you that. They love that as a service. Yeah. Real-time market intelligence we're going to give you. I can't do that when it's like going to create an campaign and it's a blob. It's like, right. So I don't like that. I find that technically hard to do. I don't even want to go there. If Google, I'm going to kind of learn it a bit, because if I can nail it for the carpet cleaning, then great. Maybe it can be rolled out for others, and 200 clients is kind of good. That's kind of interesting. So I find that technically hard. The other parts, I think once you get your head around Google Ads, whatever they search for, put it in the ad, put it in the landing page. That is it. Nobody does that because they've got the keywords are too broad. They've got the wrong ads. And then they send people to a page and it doesn't mention what the flipping was searching for or what was in the ad. It doesn't put the location. If you can nail that, you're ahead of like 95% of people anyway. That's nice and simple. And then you can scale. Once you've done it manually, go through the jump start and you can do it all manually and you figure it out and you go, oh, that's why this is going to work. And once you've done 10, and you're bored doing 10, there are ways to do it in bulk. I use Google Sheets and Google Ads Editor. Both are free. So you create columns and you just create the formulas to create the ads and keywords, and you just copy paste, boom, upload it. Yeah. That's how you beat the competition. So you beat the competition by doing what they don't think to do. They don't think to go that granular. They don't want that. They don't know how to do it. It's like, gee, but how have you done that? Or once they find out they don't want to do it, it's like, yeah. And nobody's doing it. Really, you're up against, especially like local service businesses, you're up against mom and pop shops trying to create their own ads. And so you can look at it and tell them what's wrong. This is what you should do. Literally, I reckon you go through that jump start, your knowledge will be better than 95% of folks doing Google Ads, more probably 99%, even people in agencies doing it professionally. You set it up for one client, do it manually till you're bored. My goodness, isn't it great to do something where you're bored, it gets results and it pays you every month from then on. Like, it's not as simple as that. Yeah, you've got to dial it in, it's not going to work, all this sort of stuff. But that's the potential there. And then as a skill, you can then scale it. Like, so I know you asked what's technically the hardest. I'm saying that part's all easy. What I find hard is like images, video, all that sort of stuff. That is part of Google Ads. The text stuff where I can just use a Google Sheet or Excel formulas to create an ad, location and thing that you're looking for. Brilliant. The bit that I find harder is doing all the images and stuff. And I'm rubbish at that side anyway. I've got a maths brain. So did that help? Did that answer that? Cool.
That is no Mateus. Yeah, I think that's a great note to end this call on. Man, we covered a lot. Yeah, I mean, in the chat, guys, 15 of you stayed around to the end. So that's awesome.
Wow,
like,
brilliant.
let Andy know, like, if this was valuable. Andy, I'll definitely link to the Google Ads Jumpstart and all of your resources in the Facebook group tomorrow. I'll get this recording up. So, because we covered a lot, so obviously people will want to watch the recording to kind of watch certain parts again. And for the people that couldn't be here, they obviously will want to watch the recording too. So thanks so much for taking the time, Andy. I'm sure, like, seeing the comments in the chat, I'm sure a lot of people got a lot of value. So thanks so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. And thanks for staying up so late, some of you, and so early, for so long, listening to me ramble on. Brilliant. All right.
Thanks, Andy. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See ya.